should have known better. I should have known better. I should have known that if I didn't produce a perfectly straight line, someone was going to say something. And that's absolutely what happened. A lot of somethings were said. A lot of someones decided that they should try to tell me that because I didn't produce a straight line, therefore I didn't do it right and I messed up and I've been debunked. So I'm re-uploading this video, and this time I included a perfectly goddamn straight line. Perfectly straight line. Can't argue with it. It's straight line. You're going to see it. Enjoy. If there is any argument that gets my goat, it's those that believe in the flat earth. Because it seems like it should be so obvious. But at the same time, they feel that it's so obvious because everything looks flat. We try to tell them, though, that it's because the earth is really big. But they don't believe us. And I have the hardest time coming up with ways to alleviate that. There's one personal favorite image of a basketball shot up really, really close, and you can see that there's hardly any curve. I've shown this to flat earthers, and they said, hey, look, there's a curve right there. Totally ignoring the point. That as much as you think there is a curve, that how drastically it reduces when you zoom in really close. And now, I'm going to see if I can solve this problem. I've acquired Blender, and it's a perfect tool for doing a lot of 3D modeling and stuff, but it may be the perfect tool for stopping flat earthers. Are you intrigued? Well, you should be. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Alright, so here's the game plan. I have made a set of spheres ranging from heights of 100 feet to 500 feet to 1,000 feet to 1 mile to 5 miles to 10 miles tall. So these will be a perfect sphere. I'm going to then put an object at 6 foot height, and then we're going to be able to look at the perspective of what that 6 foot object or person would actually see if they were standing on that kind of sphere. And it's going to show how flat it's going to appear. It's going to look very curved from the 100 foot and then all the way up to 10 miles. Well, I won't ruin the surprise for you. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing you're going to see here is that I am trying to show that this is actually a sphere. This is not a trick or anything. I'm circling around it right now. That is a sphere. Now what you'll see here is I am showing you the dimensions of the ball, how they are in fact at 100 feet, and that this is in fact a sphere. Can't trick that. I'm showing that this is done imperial because I'm American and I don't know those British numbers, so I'm going to stick with American. And right here I'm clicking on the object that I'm using as to represent a person. He is going to be 6 foot tall. Again, you can show that from the measurements from before, but now we're going back to the ball and we're going to zoom in nice and close, and we're going to line up, and then we're going to just show, you can see the yellow outline. This is where you would see the curve if you were standing on a 100 foot tall ball. I am lined up with the 6 foot person. I couldn't figure out a way to see outside of the camera, outside of the box, but I was able to make it work. It's close enough so you can make it, there's going to be no controversy to say that this is about 6 foot tall. Now this ball here, this is the 500 foot ball. You can see right there that I'm circling the dimensions of it. It is still in feet, so it is 500 feet tall by 500 by 500. Now, try to show you again, this is a sphere. And yes, I'm up here, you can see just already made the little block already. And I believe he's probably a little bit shorter than he was supposed to be. I think I forgot to actually change him to 6 foot tall, but that really doesn't change it all that much.
So yes, it is a little bit off. It should be a little bit taller. So yeah, okay, I screwed up there. I don't feel like going back and doing it. So we're just gonna accept that one. Has just lost a little bit of curve, but really this 500 one is not the game winner here. Trust me, folks. Keep going watching. This here is the 1,000 foot ball now. This is where my computer starts to struggle a little bit trying to render everything and trying to move and find the ball. But you can still see, I can see that it is a sphere. It is not flat. It is still doing its thing. Now we're going to zoom in nice and close. There is that object again. This actually is 6 foot tall. It just looks really tiny compared to everything else. But you can see, holy crap, that is a line. That is a curve technically, but boy, you're starting to lose that curve heavily by the time you do this. So, and we're not even to the real difficult stuff, folks. We haven't even gotten to the mile part yet. We are now at the 1 mile ball. This thing is, I mean, I keep saying things are getting bigger and more massive, but it's only going to get worse. But oh, this thing is pretty big. But you can see it's definitely at a mile. Still measured in feet. Now we had a little bit of difficulty. Once you start getting to a mile, it's very difficult to remember where you put stuff and how to find it. But I did find it. But again, if you look at this, I mean, that is so close to a straight line. It's bullshit. Now, if you notice that at some parts it looks like it actually is just getting higher, that it's not forming a curve, that's all a matter of where you are positioning the ball. If you don't have the object on the center of the ball, you're going to lose it, because, you know, if you were standing on the ball at a weird part of an angle, then it's just a little bit lined up. Little bit of a mistake there. But it's really hard to do. Once you get a mile wide of a ball, it's hard to get that just right. So this is the 2 mile ball. Oh, I thought this was a 3 I did. But okay, so we got 2 miles here. Now, again, same thing. We're setting up, and once again, holy crap, that would look like a straight line without even trying. Or does it say, oh, that does say 3. Ooh, I'm trying to read this thing with some compressed graphics. But still, that is 3 miles, folks. It is practically a straight line at 3 miles. But we are still not done yet. But still, just take that in. As much as I spin that around, everything looks pretty damn straight. There is the slightest bit of a curve, but most of it's actually just getting an angle of the sphere of the ball. So, yeah. All right. We are now, this has to be the 5 foot ball. Actually, at this point, I had a really difficult time finding, well, the ball, but you can see that this sphere starts to disappear. It just can't render it very well. I can't see the whole thing at once. I can't really back out, but if you look at the dimensions, yeah, see, okay, I'm making it, I'm almost there, I'm almost got it. I'm having to zoom in really close. It really gets difficult at these higher altitudes, but at this point right here, having to go really, really slow, and motherfucker! I accidentally pressed escape instead of enter, so I gotta go back and find the damn block again. Thankfully, I have it marked out, and I got it up here. So, we're gonna line up again, and yeah, you can see, I mean, just, it's hard to tell the difference between 3 miles and 5 miles, but it's such a flat line. It's almost flat. It's ridiculous. And the pièce de résistance, the 10-mile ball. Okay. Oh, this thing was really rough on my graphics. It's, you know, and it's not like I was churning anything or, you know, showing stop motion pictures of trying to render this ball. But I can't even imagine what it'd be like to actually try to like full on render this thing. But I couldn't even really see all of the sphere at once. Once you get too close or too far, like it just stops rendering it. So what you'll see here is I actually lost track of the cube, and somehow I was trying to piece together how I could find it again, and like just because I had to go by at a certain angle, and I was looking around and bam, holy crap, I actually found that thing. I don't even know how. I was just about to give up, but to be able to find a 6-foot tall block on a 10-mile object, that's fucking impressive, my friends. But again, look, you can see here, it's just that simple. It's a straight line. It's practically a straight line. It's a little bit of an angle, but that angle is a straight line. That's it. I mean, I don't know how else to prove that. Hopefully this will be really effective for people, but we'll see how it goes.
And here you have it, folks. Flat line, super flat line, 200-mile ball, flat line, super flat line. Can't get any flatter than that. Flat as your flat earth heads. Flat. That was flat. Now it's a sphere now. See that? It was flat. Now it's a sphere. Any questions?
And these last few shots here are all just the screenshots of all the planets that I've created and the lines that they have, so you can compare them, so you don't have to try and refer to all the video. So you're welcome, everybody.
And of course, here it is, folks, a picture of the flat line that is for the round earth, round ball, flat line. Any questions? Seriously. No, you know what? I got a question. Why can't you figure that out on your own? I made a progressively straightening line. Is it too hard to deduce that when you get to a certain point, the line would be straight? No, you need a... Okay, but here it is. Here's the picture.
Join me next time as I tackle the flat earthers' rejection of boats passing over the horizon as proof, and possibly an alternative. And I can't imagine that they'll come up with anything other for than going la 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 la. Good night, everyone.